Good morning to everyone. I was trying to look up the meaning of weaponization in my dictionary, and it's not there. No? It must have been derived from weapon, and we know that law is always a weapon, so that lawfare is going on every time a lawyer appears in court and argues a case. As a weapon, law is always double-bladed. It can be used for good, it can be used for evil. So, in a democratic system, lawfare is a new definition. It is new in the context of democratic backsliding. And weaponization, even if it does not appear in the dictionary, has been used by two American authors, Levitsky and a co-author, to refer to the use of law to stifle dissent, which is in the playbook of all dictators. And so, even in a democratic system, let us remember that law is a weapon used by dictators, and it is also a weapon used by the majority to stifle dissent, especially political dissent. Of course, we have the Constitution. The Bill of Rights is a weapon. It's a weapon against majority intolerance. It's a weapon precisely to preserve the democratic process. And the democratic process depends not only on the will of the majority, but also on the opinions of the dissenting minority. But in any social order, the majority always tries to impose its will on the minority. And that explains why we have the Bill of Rights in our Constitution. However, as Justice Holmes has said, persecution is perfectly logical. If you have no doubt about your premises, you use your power and all your strength to stifle the minority. However, the term lawfare is now relevant and salient in the midst of what the authors call democratic backsliding. And of course, the authors of the book, How Democracy Dies, have published this book in light of President Trump's actuations. But 10 years earlier, a constitutional scholar, Bruce Ackerman, has already foreseen the advent of Donald Trump and other dictators. He enumerated several phenomena which lead to democratic backsliding. First, he says, there is the election of a charismatic president who gains office by mobilizing activist support for extremist programs. Second, the reliance by the presidents of media consultants to design streams of sound bites aimed at narrowly segmented micropublics, generating a politics of unreason. Third, the president will increasingly govern through their staff of super loyalists. Fourth, the president will engage an increasingly politicized military in ways that will greatly expand their effective power. Fifth, the presidents will legitimize their unilateral actions through an expansive use of emergency powers. Fifth, they will assert the mandate of the people to evade congressional statutes when public opinion polls support decisive action, like what we have now. Sixth, they will depend upon elite lawyers to write up learned opinions that vindicate the constitutionality of their blatant power grabs. And if I may add to this phenomena enumerated by Ackerman, the presidents will suppress political dissent through the use of the rule of law. So let us not rely so much on the rule of law. The pertinent question is, rule of whose law? And the rule of law should not be taken out of its overarching purpose to protect political speech or political dissent. We have to anchor it on the primal values of the Constitution. And of course, our 1987 Constitution consists of a hierarchy of values. And at the top of the hierarchy is the value of human dignity. So, as an American judge has said, we should not rely so much on the rule of law or even on the courts or legislatures. The rule of law would be meaningless without an independent judiciary. And the pattern, the playbook of dictators is always to capture the referee. And in a democratic system, it is the judiciary that plays the referee. So let me quote the words of an American judge who said, "Liberty lies in the hearts of men and women. When it dies there, no court can save it. No constitution, no law, no court can even do much to help it." So today, let not liberty die in the hearts of men and women. Salamat po.
Maraming pong salamat, Dean Agabin.